Okay, so today we're going to change the tube on a bicycle tire. Got the new one right there. So, I already got the tire off, and this one just has a regular valve stem. You can see it's rubber there, right on the inside. And the issue with those is they end up breaking off for this bike, whereas this one, since it's metal and it has a little nut, they don't break as easily. We've had this happen to the back tire on this bike before, so now it just happened to happen on the front. So there, it's called a Presta valve. So to start off, we're going to take the valve stem cap off. So now that we got the cap off, if you have any air left in the tire or the tube, make sure you take it out. You can do that by pressing the little button right inside there. Just use a little screwdriver or like just a paper clip or something just to get it all out. And then now we're just gonna pop the tire up onto the face of the rim. Mm-hmm. So now that we got the bead off of the rim, if you're replacing the actual rubber of the tire, you'd have to take the whole tire off. So one side, then the tube, then the other side. But since we're just changing the tube, push the valve stem through or pull it. And then you can see it comes out here. And then we're just gonna start to pull it around. And there's the tube. So we got this tube out, and you can actually see it didn't rip here on this one. Instead it actually ripped here. You can definitely see that. You could try to patch that. It's pretty hard because it has the ribs on, and since bike tubes are pretty cheap, it's just better to get a new one. So you can see, comparing this rubber valve stem, it could the metal rim could actually rip through that. So that's why we got this metal one. And it's got its little nut, so it'll hold it in place. So now let's go and install this. I always like to cross-reference the numbers. So we got 26 by 1.9 to 2.35. And then you can see 26 by 2.35, which is what we got here. So it'll work perfectly. So I got my tube laid out around the tire, and you can see the valve stem hole right down there. So now we're gonna go ahead and open the tube and stick the valve stem in. So now that we got it through, you want to make sure you get your nut and screw it on. Now the valve stem can't go out, so push it all the way through and tighten down the nut. It just needs to be snug for now. If you're replacing it with just a normal tube, like what we took out of here, you can just usually put the cap on and that should hold it in. And you also want to make sure that it's pretty much perpendicular with the edge of the rim, so it's pointing straight to the center of the wheel. You don't want it to be like that or that, because first of all, it's hard to fill up, and second of all, it could easily wear down the tube. Tube's in, you want to go ahead and tighten this all the way down. Just keep screwing it until it gets nice and snug. It can sometimes be a lot more than you think. But there, that seems good. Nice and sturdy in there. So now we gotta put the bead back onto the rim. Just before you put the tube all the way down, you just want to make sure there's no bends on the tube. This is really helpful if you just blow it up a tiny bit. You could even just blow it up with your mouth. You will need an air compressor to fill it all the way up though, or an air pump. But this one's looking good. We're back at the valve stem now. So now we've got this, I'm gonna actually pick it up. I find that a bit easier to put the bead on. Starting at the valve stem, just push it around, spin the tire a little bit, push it around some more. And this is the hardest part right at the end, but that went on pretty easily. Okay, so the tube's back together. The rubber is now seated on the rim. So now I gotta go and pump it up. So you can see right here, there's a gold part, then this part, and then this part, a small part, and then a big part. So this part actually will unscrew. You can see that there, that's unscrewing. And then that will go up and down, and that's like a valve. So now, if it's screwed in, that'll make it so the tire can't have air come out of there. Now, you take a little adapter like this. There are plastic ones, I like the metal ones, and it just threads on there. So now that we got it on, just gonna screw it all the way on. There's an O-ring inside of that piece, and it'll seat to the actual valve stem. And now right on top of there, you can put your regular air chuck in, or just a pump. If you don't have a pump, you can go to a gas station, and it should work just like a car tire. So now we got our air hose right here. Just gonna hook it up. And then if everything goes right, the tire should fill. Make sure to not have your fingers in there. We're gonna fill this up to about 45. So there we go, that was about 47 or so. And now we wanna take the adapter off, unscrew that, and then screw the little lock back in so that it doesn't leave there. And then grab the cap and just screw it on. Got the tire, and we got the bike upside down. Gonna lift up the tire. Place it through the brake, and then just might have to loosen it a little bit just to get it in. And then on this side, you'd start screwing in that nut. I'd make it too tight, so you can push this tab over. So you just spin it around, and then this little tab just folds down, and it'll stretch the pin. Now it's out of the way, right in front of the fork. The tire is nice and tight. You just want to make sure the brakes work. Looks like they do. That's it for this video. We replaced the tube. Now we can go for some riding. So thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up.